Hi there, everybody at Shannon Elementary. Thank you so much for participating with me in this project. This week we're going to be talking about weather and climate. Now, trying to figure out what's the difference between weather and climate. Now, first off, both weather and climate work with similar components or ingredients. That would be temperature, humidity, the wind, and the amount of sunshine or cloud cover. Now, climate refers to the average conditions of a large area. And this map on the screen is a very simple climate zone map. You look here in the middle and we have what's called the tropical zone. Then we go farther north or farther south from the equator and we have what's called the temperate zone. The entire United States is inside the temperate zone. Then we go farther north and we have the polar zone, like Alaska, northern Canada, Greenland, northern Russia, and all of Antarctica. Now, climate is the weather conditions over a very long period of time, such as 25 to 40 years. And this is caused by the uneven heating of the Earth by the sun due to the angle of tilt of the Earth as it moves around the sun during the year. Now, climate. Some scientists define climate as the average weather for a particular region and time period, usually taken over a period of about 30 years. And it's really an average pattern of weather for a particular region or climate zone. Now, when scientists talk about climate, they're looking at the average as precipitation, that's rainfall or snow, the temperature, the humidity, the amount of sunshine that a place receives, the wind velocity, and certain things like fog, frost, hailstorms, thunderstorms, and other measures of the weather that occur over a long period in a particular place. Now, climate around the Earth. These different climate zones that we have around the Earth are for large areas and are average or usual weather patterns. The climate in an area determines what can live there. So if we have a climate change in an area, perhaps some other organisms or even humans cannot live there. And if you look at this is a very detailed map of the climate zones, and you can kind of see where things are similar. In northern Mexico, we'd have desert, just like in northern Africa, just like in Western Australia. So you can look around here and you also see in Alaska, very similar to what they would have in northern Russia. Okay? So now we get to weather. Weather is the daily change in the outside atmospheric conditions, such as the temperature, the wind direction, the wind strength, humidity, and the pressure. Now, here are some really cool things. When we're talking about weather, we need to know about the temperature, whether the temperature is going to go up and get hotter or go down and get colder. Now comes something that's new for you guys. We need to know about the air pressure. This thing right over here is called a barometer. Now, in the TV studio, you guys actually have one of these things, and it's electronic though. And what this means here is that when we have an area of high pressure, that means we have good weather, that there's not going to be a lot of wind coming in and changing the weather. However, when we have low pressure, that means bad weather. And if you look over here, if we have very high pressure, it's going to be very dry and then fair. And if we have medium pressure, the climate's probably going to change. Low barometer, and we're going to have rain, and very low barometer, and we're going to have stormy. We also need to know the weather direction. For us in northern Texas, we have to worry about whether the wind's coming from the north or coming from the south. In winter, if the wind comes from the north, it's going to be very cold. But if the wind comes from the south, it's going to be coming up from Houston, from the Gulf, and would bring probably warm air and some humidity. And we usually check this using something called a weather vane. You may have seen them on tops of some houses. Now the wind speed, here's a new word for you guys. It's called an anemometer, and we see it over here. It's basically a bunch of cups that spin in the wind. And that cable will then bring the information into a computer. We also have that on the top of Shannon Element. If you guys look from the parking lot, you'll be able to see it over the K-Star studio. Now here's something new too. It's called a hygrometer. And hygrometer measures the amount of humidity in the air. 100% humidity in the air means it's raining, and 0% means it's very dry. A normal range is between about 40 and 70% humidity in the air. Now let's go over to weather again. Weather is basically the way the atmosphere is behaving, mainly with respect to its effects upon life and human activities. Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Or might we have thunderstorm or even here in North Texas, bad tornadoes? And we all have been affected by those. Now, how do we tell the difference between weather and climate? Well, To figure out the difference, always remember that weather changes daily, whereas climate changes over a very long time frame. Okay? Usually, climate we talk about as either from 25 to 40 years long. Now, weather maps that you guys would see on the television, they're for specific small areas and give you the daily or immediate weather conditions. And climate zones are for large areas in our average or usual weather patterns for a huge region of the world. Now, we could go around and we could take a look at some other things here. And if you take a look at this, this is a weather map of the United States, and this talks about the temperatures around. If I click on radar, I can see what the radar is looking around the United States. And so you look in Texas, and we had a beautiful day today. However, in other parts of the United States, they're starting to have some precipitation here in Florida. Here they've got some cloud cover and stuff through Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. And look at this. This is the satellite picture of what it looks like around the United States. Now, Texas has been a beautiful day, but something tells me that this stuff is going to be coming down towards us. We have this front of warm air pushing up towards us, which is why the day is such a nice day, because we're sandwiched between this winter climate and this winter weather that's coming down and this nice weather that's coming up from the Gulf. All right. Well, that's basically what we're doing this week. So just remember the difference between weather and climate. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and can show it to your parents, and will enjoy it to hopefully do better on your test. All right. Good luck, guys. Thank you.